2021, costs were rising.
Inflation nation. Americans are paying significantly more for basics.
It's inflation, and it seems to be everywhere you look.
What's happening and the potential consequences.
But the stories weren't adding up.
What's happening is basically a supply-demand issue.
The price increases linked to stimulus checks and tax returns.
The more money that you have, the more people spend.
The emerging inflation story was not only mistaken, it was also dangerous. We knew inflation was not the American workers' fault, but without a compelling alternative, that was a story beginning to take hold. At Groundwork, we recognized the threat and sprang into action to tell the real story about the drivers behind rising prices and transform the way people understand our economy. Groundwork seized this opportunity and set an ambitious goal to seed a new narrative about why prices were going up, uncovering how corporations were deliberately using the cover of inflation to raise prices and bring in record-breaking profits, all at the expense of hardworking families. Using data and research in innovative ways to shape the public's understanding of inflation and the solutions to address it. In August 2021, Groundwork began listening in on corporate earnings calls. CEO after CEO was bragging about how their companies were exploiting a national crisis to line their pockets.
Big corporations who are jacking up prices beyond what their production costs would justify.
We let them speak for themselves.
The inflation has been positive for us. We're not going to be giving this pricing back.
Shifting blame away from workers and families and placing it where it actually belongs.
You have so many of the receipts.
Through each news cycle, we jumped into the national conversation and went everywhere. From media appearances,
these consumer giants are using their market size to really take advantage of this moment.
To Capitol Hill.
Big corporations are getting away with pushing up prices to fatten their profit margins, and families are quite literally paying the price.
Transforming complex macroeconomic topics into kitchen table conversations by communicating at a frequency people can actually hear. This is what Groundwork was founded to do. Our corporate profiteering narrative was compelling and relatable, backed by good data, and perfectly timed to meet the moment. Leaders took notice and ran with our narrative. In the end, we measurably shifted public opinion, drove the conversation.
Inflation has created a terrific opportunity for them to boost profits.
And shaped the Democrats' midterms closing message.
While we are paying record prices, a lot of our corporate actors are seeing record profits.
We have to push back against the corporate greed, and we have to push back against the price gouging.
This work has never mattered more. The next big economic fights aren't around the corner, they're already here.
Over the last few decades, it's become really clear that economic opportunity in this country is highly concentrated. I mean, where the stork drops you in the United States matters.
From making sure the wealthy and biggest corporations pay their fair share to pushing for the urgent public investments needed to build a healthier, more resilient economy, Groundwork will stay ready, smarter than ever, to build on this momentum and continue to build an economy that works for everyone.